Maybe actually, yeah, it's a miracle. There we go. Oh, hey there. I'll be right with you in just a second. Let me just get this. Come on, you. There we go. That's better. Alright, yeah, it's shaping up nice. Okay. Turn for a moment. Oh, hello. It's been quite a while since I've seen you in the brass menagerie. Good to see you. Oh, no, I know you were gone. We had that big old party for you when you got home. Everyone knew you were gone. Well, even before the party. When you are not here, you're certainly missed. And when you come home, well, Whisperwind is just a bit brighter, a bit more fun with you here. So, it's good to see you. No, is there something in particular I can do for you today? Oh, you'd like a helmet to go with your suit of armour that I made you, eh? Alright, yeah, sure. I mean, obviously a helmet's an incredibly practical thing. Do you get hit in the head a lot? Oh, you do? Oh, well then, yeah, of course we'll add a helmet on for you. Are you okay? You have any, like, a head injury that I should know about? Oh. Okay, well, I'm glad you're okay. That's good to hear. So, what sort of design were you thinking for your helmet? A basic one? What does that even mean? What's basic? There's nothing basic in this shop here of mine. No. There are lots and lots and lots and lots of different options when it comes to helmets. And I mean, of course, I can make it in the same material I made your armour out of, so it'll match and everything. But oh no, we have lots to talk about. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I think in my sketchbook here I've got quite a few different designs for helmets here. Yeah, made quite a few helmets in my day, I can tell you that. Here we go. Okay, let me get these sort of in order. Here, take a look at these with me. Here we go. Alright, I've got a couple of different pages here we can look through. Now, all of these are just designs that I've done in the past, whether I've actually fully made the helmets or just sort of made the sketches for them, you know, the designs, whatever. We'll start here. You tell me if any of these sort of pique your interest, and of course we could take elements from, you know, if you like something here and something here and something here, we can always piece together something, make it custom for you too, okay? Okay, so let's just sort of start. I'll at least give you some sort of ideas and then we can go from there. Sound good? Okay, sounds good. Now, this design, it's very streamlined. I've made this for quite a lot of people, actually quite a lot of, you know, explorers or the gnomes that used to fly in their little airships, things like that. Yeah, these were very popular. So this helmet design, obviously it's just sort of the top part of your head that's covered here. It doesn't have anything covering your face except for the goggles. And these are goggles that can be, you know, raised up here, put down, taken off altogether, that sort of thing. This design I think would also work with the goggles I already made you. I might need to just change out the strap and put on something a bit sturdier, but it should work no problem if that's the route that you'd like to go. Now this helmet, we've got, like I said, nothing covering the face, but you do have these panels down the side here, and these are to protect your ears and sort of work as a sound protection too. You know, so if you're working somewhere that is very loud, this can be a nice sort of touch there. And then they've also got these buckles down the side, so you can wear the panels down here, or because they're made of a nice sturdy leather, you can also buckle them right under your chin. So usually I make these of a sturdy but flexible leather, and then I can also add in a panel up here of metal. You know, you can make it the same as your armour if you'd like, or whatever, just to sort of keep that nice and sturdy and strong, so any of those blows to the head you get will be a bit less. So this is sort of an idea to, you know, streamline, but it's not necessarily meant for fighting, I guess. I mean, it could be, but I would prefer, you know, some panels in the front or something here too, just to protect your face a bit more. But, you know, that's at least one different option that we could do. Oh, now this helmet. I guess it depends if you're ever going to be going down into the sea. But this is a diving apparatus. Yeah. You know, I had a friend back in Brighthaven that was leading these expeditions under the sea. And obviously that poses all sorts of problems to folk like you and me who can't breathe under the water. So he and I developed this whole suit, and this was the helmet part of it. It was the most complex part, to make sure that he and his crew were safe down there. So this is a nice heavy metal here, and then you've got all these different little windows. See, the first trial we had a window that sort of opened all of this area, but it was far too weak, because when you go underwater, some people don't know this, but you're actually going under quite a lot of pressure. It's like you got that water stacked on top of you, and it can be quite difficult on our bodies when we're not used to things like that. And it can even be difficult on big metal suit. So we had to make the window smaller here so that the glass, I mean, it's still very thick glass, but, you know, so that it was less likely to break. And then they're reinforced with these steel bars there just to keep everything nice and safe there. And then this part here sort of goes over your shoulders. Your shoulder would come out here and here. And then these were different screws that would connect to the big suit. Now, obviously, this is probably not something that you're interested in. It was just sort of in with me other notes there. Sorry about that. Now, this page, this one is interesting. This was a friend of mine was actually leading an expedition to the south of Maladia, into the wilds. Now, I don't know how much you know about, you know, the history of that region, but the wilds used to actually be a land of nomads, people like that, and they sort of just disappeared, but no one really knows what happened. And apparently there are some very fascinating ruins, and I don't know who else knows what you might find down there. Anyway, so I had a friend who was thinking of maybe starting an expedition down there. Lots of people from Brighthaven, they like to be explorers, go out there, see what there is to see, all those sorts of things. So I gave him quite a few different options here that could sort of work against some difficult desert conditions. So most of these masks have, you know, the nose and the mouth covered, or at least the mouth here, with, you know, the sand and the blowing winds and things like that. And we've also got these goggles, and these are different filters that you can have on there. You know, some of them also had, like this, you have the option for infrared or something like that as well. So these are a bit more heavy duty. They also come down here and cover your whole neck, which is good. You wouldn't want to get, you know, too burnt on the back of your head. And then, of course, some lights are fixed to this one, because in the desert, sometimes it's easier to travel during the night and then, you know, camp during the day. So, you know, lights like that just sort of give people options. What? Oh, which one did he go with? I think I made a mock-up of this one down here for him, but that was one of those things that unfortunately never happened, thanks to the Blightthorn incident. I've no idea where he is now. No idea if he even made it out of there. But that's a story for another time. But anyway, if there are any of these sorts of elements that you like, we could add any of these sorts of things into there too, okay? And then this page just sort of shows you some different styles, some different things that we could do just for fun. You think they look scary? They're not supposed to look scary. This one, it just sort of shows you, you know, you do have a basic helmet, covers your whole face, but you still got the eyepieces here. This is a filter, and it's actually removable. You can take that piece out so you can still, you know, talk well, but it's just, you know, a filter or a guard, whatever you like to think. And then these are sort of ventilations here that can lead back to either a filter or an air tank on your back too. So, you know, just to make sure. You don't like the look of that one? Well, I suppose, you know, whatever, that's fine. And there's this one down here. This one is quite a large air filter. So this would be if you were going somewhere like maybe a toxic swamp or bog or something like that, or just something where you're not sure what the air is going to be like. This would be a great one to make sure you can still breathe nicely. That one's a bit scary too. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make them scary. Scary? Really? Oh, I thought it looked kind of cool. Well, whatever. They're just sort of, you know, to give you ideas. Lots of different styles. Anyway, so you've got some that are full-faced, like this. Or you've got some that are, you know, fully cover the back of your head and down your neck and maybe keep parts of your face exposed. And, well, you're probably not going underwater. Or this one where you've got just sort of the top of the head covered. So, but that does just give you, you know, sort of an overview. Some different options that we can start with, okay? So, it's quite a few to think about there. Any of those designs sort of standing out to you as one that you think you'd like? You're not sure yet? That's okay. I didn't mean to overwhelm you. I'm sorry. When you say a basic helmet, you realise you're not going to get anything basic when you come to my shop. So, it's sort of your own fault. Well, that's fine. You go ahead and think about it. Actually, would you like to take some of these drawings with you so you can sort of think about it? And of course, you can make notes on any of these if there's some elements of one that you like and elements of another. Of course, we can always combine things too. Okay, these are just really a starting point. Okay, well, why don't you take some of these with you? Okay, there you are. And I mean, and if you'd like, I could at least sort of start on sort of a basic form for you while you're thinking about the details and things. Yeah, okay, sure. Let's see, I know that at one point I took quite a few measurements for you when I made you those nice goggles and made your armour there. Unfortunately, the other day, here's the thing. What we do here in the Brass Menagerie, it's always exciting, and you never really know what's going to happen. And sometimes what happens is that you're tinkering around with things, and something catches fire, and you lose quite a few of your notes. So I don't have those notes anymore of all those very detailed measurements that I took of you. I think when I made your goggles, I told you, you know, if you wanted to come back for a helmet, you could any time. And you still can. But are you alright if I take your measurements again? Okay, good. Thank you. Like I said, sorry, normally I'm better at keeping notes and things, and I do actually have, you know, well, I would have them if I hadn't, but they did, so that's okay. That's okay. Let me just get a clean piece of paper here. Here we go. And we'll just take them again if you're all right with that. Okay, good. All right, we are going to do quite a few measurements. I can tell you that. We want to make sure that it fits right. You know, it's got to be comfortable. Too tight and it could hurt your head, and too loose and it's banging around when you need it to be snug. You know, if you've got to run or if you've got to fight whoever's hitting you over the head, all that sorts of things, you want to make sure that you've got a good fitting helmet. And not just fitting around your head, but also, you know, your face. If you want the goggles to be inlaid, or if you want them to work with the goggles that I've already made you, or, you know, any of the different filters, any of that sort of stuff. It takes precision. So if you don't mind just, you know, sitting for some measurements, it might take a bit of time, but I promise it'll be worth it for a good fitting helmet. Okay? Okay, great. Let me, there you are. Good old trusty measuring tape here. Now you just sit nice and still, okay? You go ahead and relax, and I'll just get some measurements from you. Are you alright if you sort of touch you, just, you know, your head, shoulders, neck, sort of thing? Be gentle, I promise. Okay, good. Promise no uncomfortable pressure or anything like that. Just enough to make sure that my measurements are accurate, okay? Okay, good. So let's start out. Get some head circumferences first. Now I say some head circumferences because obviously our heads are round, and so they're not the same circumference all the way around the head, you know, from top to bottom. So we'll start out and I'll get one sample right sort of at your temples right here, straight across, and then one right at your nose, seeing as that's sort of the largest part of your head. You know, you've got your nose, you've got your ears, got your cheekbones here, and then I'll get one right around the mouth here too. And then while I'm at it, we'll take a neck circumference as well, okay? So we'll just go boop, 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 all the way down. I promise I won't press too hard or anything down here on your neck. I just want to make sure if you decide on one of the different designs that has, you know, a neck piece or, you know, a seal or something like that, we get that fitting nicely. Wouldn't want that too tight for obvious reasons. Okay, good. Here, let me just, if you don't mind, there we are. Sort of drape that around there. Okay, now first one, like there, across the temples. Okay, good. Now, here across the nose. Right, and then one down here, and around the mouth. There we go, perfect. Just sort of scoot that tape down a little bit lower here too. A little bit lower. Grab a neck circumference as well. There we are, perfect. Okay, great. Here, let me get that all for you there. There we go. Right. Just jot those down really quick. Okay, perfect. Now let's get some more to sort of get the shape of the helmet as accurate as we can, okay? So we're going to do one that's sort of the top part of your head. I'm going to measure from the top of one ear up and around your head to the bottom of one, or to the top of the next ear. So sort of that's like if you were to wear a headband or something like that, okay? Okay, just place that right there. Just hold your head nice and still for me. Perfect. You don't have to do anything for any of this, just hold still. Look where I tell you. Pretty simple. Been through all this before, I'm sure. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Alright. Then while we're at it, let's get one just your temple to temple. So just sort of use your hairline there. Get right across the forehead to make sure we fit. Snug but not too tight right there. Okay, perfect. Okay, now this one is a bit strange, I suppose, but I'm going to measure your brow bone because from your temple to where your eyebrows are, it sort of protrudes just a bit. And to make sure that we've got, you know, a good seal if we're going to be adding goggles or something like that, I need to measure basically how much of a difference there is between your temple and your brow bone. So I'm just going to measure basically the same width from the temple but just down a bit, okay? So it's right across your eyebrow. Right there. Okay. Right, good. Then I can take the difference of those two and come up with your brow. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to do ear to ear again, but we're going to go just from, you know, sort of the lobe of your ear across your face to the other ear, alright? Okay. I know some of these might feel just a bit redundant, but I promise it's important just to make sure that we've got that fitting as perfectly as possible. Okay, great. There are lots of things I will do in this lifetime, but one of them is not selling somebody something that doesn't properly fit them. No siree. You get something from the breast menagerie, it's going to be quality in every way. I hope you've been satisfied with your previous purchases from here. Excellent. That's what we like to hear. Okay, let's see. Alright, now we're going to take some measurements that, again, will sort of fill out that sort of chin, neck area, just in case, you know, any of those guards or anything like that. So I'm going to measure from the bottom of your earlobe right here down your neck to your clavicle, this bone right here. Yeah, sort of your below the shoulder blades, okay? So just hold nice and still. Take a deep breath out for me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, great. Good. Okay. Now let's do that same thing on the other side. Just line this up right below your ear, right there. Okay. Breathe in for me. And out. Perfect. Okay, good. Right, now we're going to do some vertical measurements, okay? So we've got quite a few going this way, making sure that the width of your helmet is going to be perfect, but we also want to make sure the height is good too. So I'm going to start this one right at your hairline, right up here, all the way down to your chin, okay? And I'm going to take another one that's actually goes sort of back here to where your chin and your neck meet, okay? So 2 different measurements here. Start right there. Okay. That's the one. And there's the other. Okay, perfect. Doing great. Just hold nice and still. Breathe normally, of course. We will make sure this fits just as perfectly as it should. Okay, now we're going to take some pretty detailed face measurements, okay? I know that this, again, might seem a bit silly if I'm just making your helmet that's going to cover up your face, but just depending what we add to it, and of course, you know, the style and the material that we use, I want to make sure that it just fits, you know, as perfectly as possible. And of course, we'll be taking all of our measurements on both sides of the face, because nobody's face is perfectly symmetrical. There's always just a bit of variation there, so I want to make sure that we've got everything as accurate as possible. Okay, so let's start with the eyes, shall we? Yeah, we'll start there. Okay. Here, I'm going to measure from the outer corner to the outer corner of the other eye, okay? So you can close your eyes if you'd like, just don't squint them, keep them relaxed if you could. I'm not going to actually touch them or anything, just measurement there. Okay, good. Okay, now I'm going to measure from the inner corner of your eye to the inner corner of the other one. Right. So let's do a little measurement right in there. Tuck that in. There we go. And any sort of nose piece that I need to make. That will tell me exactly how wide to make that. Okay. I'm going to measure the width of each of your eyes individually, so just from outer corner to inner corner here. Okay, over here, this side, to there, okay. And on the other side too, of course. To there, okay, great. See just the tiniest bit of variation there. Everyone's got it. That's what makes us all so unique, and what makes every helmet that you make so unique. Alright, now I'm going to get, this is a bit of a funny measurement too, but we're going to get from, basically from your eyebrow to the top of your cheekbone right here. So any sort of eye implant, or not implant, but any sort of eyepiece or goggles or anything like that, I'll know exactly where to rest it properly so that it's, you know, a bit above and a bit below, but you know, just so it's nice and comfortable. So we'll do that on both sides here. Just hold still again, try not to squint or scrunch your face, anything like that. Okay, good. So here on this side. Okay. Good, good. Okay, great. Now we're also going to get some measurements sort of from the centre of your face out. So I'm going to measure from the bridge of your nose to your ear on both sides, okay? Like I said, some of these might seem a bit funny, but it'll be worth it, I promise. Okay. Then, same measurement on this side. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we're going to do that same thing, but from basically just the outside of your nose right here, okay? Promise I won't press hard or anything, just lined up right there, out to the edge of the ear. Perfect. Okay, and the same thing on this side. Okay, right there. Okay, great. Good job. Doing an excellent job sitting still. It's important. Okay, now we're going to measure from the edge of your mouth up to your ear here, just in case you need any sort of, you decide on any sort of filters or anything like that. Want to make sure. There we go. Good. And the other side over here. Perfect. Okay. Right. I'm going to measure some measurements around your nose, okay? So we're going to go right from sort of, again, the edge of your brow bone up here to the tip of your nose. Right. Just, again, hold nice and still. Okay, good. And then we've got this measurement already, but we're also going to take it down here, basically from outer corner to outer corner, okay? Okay, right. There. There we go, okay. Alright, and now I'm going to measure your mouth. I need a few different measurements, obviously, because we talk with our mouths and so they don't stay in one place very long. So I'm going to measure one. I want you to just sort of relax your face, have it perfectly neutral for me. Good, thank you. Hold that expression. Okay, perfect. And now could you smile for me nice and wide? Good. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. And now, again, I know it's a bit silly, but could you open your mouth this way as wide as you can? Okay, good. So I'm sort of seeing the largest that we would need a vent or any other sort of mouthpiece. Right, good. Okay, now we're going to measure from the cheekbone right here, so right on that bone, down to your jawline, okay? Right, just hold that right there. Perfect. Good job. Other side, again, keep it nice and slack for me, just sort of neutral. Good, perfect. Okay, now we're going to do that same thing, but I want you to, again, open your mouth, drop your jaw as low as it'll go. Good, thank you. There we are. Okay. And then on this side, same thing. Okay, perfect. Good, good, good. Again, some of the helmet designs obviously won't necessarily include this part of your face, but just in case, we want to keep our options open, don't we? Okay. Doing great. Just a few more measurements, okay? Just going to sort of get another few around here. Just want to make sure. I'm just going to sort of go down your face and get at different points around here. So we have as accurate a width as possible. Okay, good. Good. Right there. Good. Yeah. Good. Good. Right. And now we're just going to measure from basically your earlobe here down to your chin. So we're measuring that jawline, okay? Right. Just again, hold your mouth nice and relaxed, neutral, whatever you'd like to call it. Yeah. Nothing too. There we go. Okay. Good. Same on the side over here. Okay, perfect. I think that should do it for us. Yeah. See, it wasn't so bad, was it? Now you look through those designs. Like I said, you decide what you're sort of looking for in your helmet, what you would like to do. So lots and lots of different options. And once you decide, you can come back in and we'll work up a design together. And I guess if I need any other sort of supplemental measurements, we'll take them then. But I can at least sort of, get started on piecing together some material for the main part, and we'll go from there. Okay? Okay, good. Well, I hope that further on in your adventures you get hit in the head a bit less. But, if you do happen to still get some head injuries, at least having a helmet made by the Brass Menagerie keep you a bit safer, eh? Alright, sounds good. Write your name on there so I don't forget. Just my luck. I take all those measurements and then I look at it tomorrow and say, who is that again? Not that I don't remember you, I just... So many orders, so many measurements, so many notes. The ones that didn't burn. So, gotta keep things straight. Okay, well, is there anything else I can do for you today? Just the helmet for today, alright? Well, of course, if you need anything else, armour, weapons, gadgets, anything like that, you always know where to find me. Alright, well, catch you later then. Bye for now.